I know that I'm not the only person that's ever clicked on a YouTube video just to start getting interested in the video. And I'm like, wow, all the information in this video is actually sort of helpful. I'm surprised why I haven't seen this video before. And I'm kind of even surprised that this video is giving me all this knowledge for free. And as you progress in the video and you kind of get to maybe a halfway point or 75% into that video, they plug in a sales pitch. Just for X amount of dollars, you can buy my book where I explain the 10 reasons why you should blah, 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 or the 7 most valuable blah, blah, blah. And if you buy my course and if you read my book and if you spend 30 days and if you do a trial for X amount of time, they're just trying to sell you something. And I don't know if it's only me, but I'm kind of tired of all these sales pitches. So we have things that we pay for on a monthly basis. Almost all of us have that, not including any of our actual like real life bills such as rent and groceries and gas and stuff like that. No, but I mean like Netflix, and I mean like Prime and Hulu and all these subscriptions. Not only that, but now people are subscribing to so many other things because everything has become a subscription. Now you add in these YouTubers who, of course, people are trying to make their money. People want people to view their content so that they get AdSense, but they don't stop only at the AdSense. They want you specifically to pay them money because that's sort of the whole protocol. I mean, let's be honest. When I first started a YouTube channel, which was not so long ago, before I ever started it, I wanted to take it seriously. So I took the measures to find what things should I do to make it so that my YouTube channel can actually progress, right? And so every single video without fail was trying to incorporate some sort of sales strategy for you to incorporate into your video. Now, I personally, I mean, not only do I not have some tremendous value or knowledge that I can just put into a book to sell it, I wouldn't even find it necessary. I mean, quite literally, the purpose of me starting the YouTube channel was to communicate with people like yourself and speak about life and to learn from each other and to explore different things and maybe like look into social issues in the future and stuff like that, and have like a nice community where we genuinely share knowledge and we don't like hide things behind the paywall. And I'm not just saying this now because I don't have any viewers. I'm saying this because I think that deep down, if you want to start something like that, I guess you could, and I guess you can use your YouTube channel as a funnel for that. However, there's a lot of us on here that, like, for example, I pay YouTube Premium, right? I pay YouTube Premium, and to me, that premium that I'm paying should be me being able to access a library of knowledge without being shoved some sales pitch. Now, I'm not saying that every single YouTuber has done something like this, because ultimately speaking, a lot of the knowledge that I've ever like seen in a video comes for free. Like, I learned so many things, like how to edit on FL Studio. I learned how to use OBS. I learned how to do some arts and crafts. I learned how to clean out my Glock. I learned how to assemble my rifle, and I learned how to disassemble the trigger and stuff like that. All of that for free, by the way. Like, there's nobody that's trying to push some sort of like thing onto us for, I would say, the majority of videos on YouTube. So I'm trying to pinpoint the growing niche that I'm seeing. And I hope I'm not the only one. But like the other day, I was like watching these videos on like saving money, basically, like what's the best way to save your money and all that good stuff. And I came across this one YouTuber, and it was like a 23-minute video, and it was talking about car payments. And the best part about that video was, in that time frame when I watched the video, I was considering like buying out my car that I currently lease fully. And I was like, dude, if I buy it out, then I'll avoid having a car payment and I can save all that money. And then sell the car, get a better car, sell the car, get a better car until I'm happy with the car that I have. And this way I'll actually be able to save money. And each car I get, I'll need to save less money. And that was kind of the concept of the video. It was sort of like, you buy a car for like 5,000, for example, then you sell it for like 3,000, but the first 5,000 you saved. Okay, now the next amount of money that you save instead of 5,000, save 3,000. So you sell it for 3,000. Now you saved another 3,000. So now you have 6,000. Now you buy that car, and then you just keep rinsing and repeating, and little by little, then you buy it for 10,000, then 15, and so on and so forth. So I thought that was a pretty decent strategy. And then he goes like, yeah, if you want to learn more, you can buy my book. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, this guy looks like a regular guy in a car, and he's selling me a book. And he has hundreds of thousands of people watching his videos and a lot of subscribers. And I'm not hating on his thing, and I'm not hating on anyone that does this, but does everything need to be behind a paywall? Even the people that I started watching, uh, like so many years ago, before YouTube was so big and before like there was members only and stuff, now everything is behind the paywall. I watch this Twitch streamer, and in order for me to enjoy live streamed content and not endure an ad every like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, however often they play an ad. I'm just recently started watching Twitch. But again, in Twitch, boom, they hit you with an ad. In order to avoid the ad, you could either subscribe to that person, so you pay them money, or they split that money somehow, some way, or you pay Twitch directly and you get like all these streams, I guess, ad free. I get the business models of everything. I get it. I get that companies need to make their money. I get that content creators need to make their money. But when this sort of stuff is ever growing, it truly makes me wonder what content creation is genuinely going to look like. I mean, as you could see, I don't really put any crazy emphasis on edits in my video. I'm not making any pops and clicks, and I'm not adding any lines or any words to my videos across the screen. I'm actually trying to aim to make videos long form where I can talk for 10, 15, 20, 30. And like if I start to get a lot more exposure, God willing, in the future, if I can go for longer periods of time, I'd love to do that. But my goal is to be able to make those kind of videos without ever needing to actually edit them. Like I want it to be genuine. I don't want it to be like this whole entire thing where I'm trying to always keep your attention. It would be nice if I can keep your attention by the things that I'm saying, by the topic that I'm discussing, by my cadence, by my excitement or energy for the topic that I'm discussing, not needing to try to sell you something. The goal of, I guess everyone has different goals, but the goal of my channel is genuinely to build a community. I've always wanted to do that. And I hope that with time, whether it takes a year or 10 years or 20 or more, that's really my goal. And I hope that I'm going to be able to be consistent here, where I don't ever have to sell a course. I don't ever have to sell something to you. It would just be me, and it would just be you. And if you enjoy the content enough and you want to support it, you could do that. And I think that if more people were to do that, then more people would genuinely want to support them. I feel like we're getting subscription fatigue. I think that's really what it is. I am sick and tired of payments. Just today, I was looking at my YouTube Premium, and they raised the price, and they keep raising the prices. Every time something new comes out, it's cheap, it's free, and then once they get enough people, they start to change the process of it. I absolutely understand. The companies that make these products, the companies that pay YouTubers and content creators and all the sort, they need to make money. And in order to make money, they need to sell something, right? That's just logic. My concern, though, is I feel like they're artificially creating like demand and supply at the same time. Like they're artificially creating that, because ultimately speaking, I don't need to buy a book. Like I really don't need to buy someone's book in order to learn finances. I could just, either I can, technically I shouldn't say that. It's not that I need to buy that specific person's book. I'm sure there was a book that was written maybe 50 years ago or 100 years ago or whenever, or even recently, by someone that's way more well-versed than that person on YouTube, who really knows what they're talking about, or there's a tried and true book. I remember the one book that I read on finance, which I still have in the back of my mind today, is the Bogleheads, the three fund portfolio. That was the one book that I read, and I thought that it was amazing. The concepts of that book really are timeless. They stay true to what, it doesn't matter whether it was 100 years ago or whether it was like 100 years from now. The concept of that book is the same. Now, that would be like me reading that book, knowing and learning a bunch of things financially speaking, and then being like, hey guys, if you want to learn how to invest properly and what exactly you should put into your three fund portfolio, buy my book in the link down below and blah blah blah, and you'll be a wizard and you'll make $1 million. It would be the same concept as me doing that, because if everyone were to do that, which now it's starting to happen, everyone has a subscription for something. I shouldn't say everyone, a lot more people are starting to have this, buy my thing, buy this, here's my course. I don't understand. If you're gonna do something, I guess do it because you like genuinely want to help people. Like, that's kind of my mindset, and maybe in 10 years from now I'll think differently. But right now, my mindset truly is, you gotta stop trying to force people to buy things. And it's not like someone's putting a gun to your head, but you kind of, the algorithm feeds you things that you're interested in, and a lot of the times the things that you're interested in have ads in them to buy stuff and to subscribe to stuff, because these people are getting paid money. Like, it's kind of like, I would love it for me to sound, I wouldn't love it, but it would be funny if I were to sound like a hypocrite, and in the future someone would clip this, and like in a few years from now or however long from now, I have a sponsor and I'm like doing like an ad read or something like that, and everyone's like, yo, I thought you don't like subscriptions and stuff like that. Like, I understand that people need to make money. I even love, by the way, like Lex Fridman. I didn't mention anyone's names yet, but Lex Fridman I really respect, and I love him, by the way, because of one reason, and that is because he doesn't interrupt his long form videos with like a bunch of ads. The people who really love Lex Fridman, if they want to, they'll go into the description and see the sponsors. And I love the fact that the sponsors of his videos, and I've never actually clicked on it, and like, I am not I don't buy anything, just so everyone knows that. I don't send any people money, I don't buy anything. But uh ultimately speaking, if I was a person that had that kind of money and I wanted to support someone like Lex, that would be someone that I would support, and I would buy the products that they support, especially if they're helpful to me, because of the way that they do it. I hate watching, like, I used to love the Daily Wire. I hate the Daily Wire now. I can't even like get through a video. It's so tough because there's like 7 ad reads. Like, there's so many YouTube channels now where like you can't even get through like a video without an ad read, without someone trying to sell you something. Dude, imagine if all of us signed up to all our favorite YouTubers sponsors. We would all be even more broke than we are. I mean, I'm not saying everyone watching YouTube videos is broke, but ultimately speaking, let's be serious. A lot of us were regular, everyday working class people. We don't have all the money in the world to be buying X thing and Y thing and subscribing and buying courses all the time. I want more people to just be genuine again. That's kind of what it is. Like, in the future, if anyone ever comes up to me and like offers me some sort of sponsorship, I'm not just willy-nilly going to take it just cuz they offered it to me, just cuz it's money. Like, we have to have some integrity. We have to be genuine to an extent. Like, if there's something that I can genuinely, benefit from, and I will personally use it, and I know that other people would genuinely like be able to really, really help themselves with that product or with that service, I would recommend it. A lot of the times I feel like content creators just take money from anyone just so they can pay their bills, and that's not genuine. And that's kind of the whole purpose of this video. There seems to be way less things that are genuine now. You watch any video where there's like a cut scene every 3 to 4 seconds. It's always like boom, boom, boom in your face, explosions, and like they're trying to always keep your attention. And it's sort of like we backed ourselves into this corner, because back in the day, someone like me could just turn on a camera and talk to you guys for a whole hour, and it would just be simple, and you'd make a couple $100 per video, or like a couple bucks per video, and like you'd be able to have like a side income and stuff like that. And then maybe if you get big enough, because obviously if you have like hundreds of thousands of viewers, that's enough for, if just a small percentage of them support you financially, and you're getting your AdSense from YouTube and premium subscribers, and maybe you have like one or two sponsorships, dude, you're set. You're making like six figures a year, maybe more, and you're good. You just got to be consistent, and you got to have, value, and people got to love you. Similar like Joe Rogan, where he quite literally, created an entire network of people who watch him day in and day out. And his videos are like 2 hours long. And that's basically it. It's just him and a guest talking to the camera. They're just talking about stuff, and they get things wrong, and they get things right. But ultimately, they're just giving their opinions. They're exploring the world, and they're being genuine about it. The only thing is that when Joe Rogan signed with Spotify, he also started doing these AdSense, which really bothered me. It just starts to bother me how, like, even when you're that big, you're still doing AdSense. Like, dude, you're getting millions of views per video. I'm sure that, like, it's enough money. Sometimes I wonder, is like enough? Like, when is enough really enough? Like, how much money do people really need to be, satiated? You know, when are you ever satisfied? Where's that cutoff point? I guess it's different for everyone. And I guess everyone has different morals. So for them, it's like, yo, I don't care. Like, I've seen so many YouTube videos where I just don't feel that the content creator is really truly being genuine. The video, the video's premise is set to be genuine, but the way that they're promoting that content, and then the way that they do ad reads, it just doesn't seem genuine to me. There's only a handful of YouTubers at this point that I watch consistently, because there's not an ad read every single video. It's once in a while. And these people, they don't have 1 million, 2 million, 6 million views per video like someone like Joe Rogan, for example. They have not even 1 million views per video, but somehow, some way, they're able to upgrade their equipment. They're able to hire other people. Shout out to Abba and Preach, by the way. Like, that's literally who I'm talking about. Since I named other people, I might as well name the good guys as well. Like, I love Abba and Preach. Do I agree with every single thing that they say? Absolutely not. There's so many things. You're not supposed to agree with everything that people say. It just doesn't work that way. But I like that they're genuine guys. They're just two regular guys. They're just genuine. They started from nothing. Sometimes they take ads and stuff like that. They're not trying to push you on anything. They're not trying to sell you something. They're just trying to just relate to the society that they live in. And I love that. Do they get everything right? No. Do they get everything wrong? No. But they're fun to watch. And the best part is that they're genuine. There's not so many cutscenes and everything. They're a reaction channel, so obviously they pan from the thing they're reacting to what they're speaking about. But ultimately, they are genuine. There's so many other people out there that are genuine, and you don't have to sell yourself in order to get viewers. Eventually it'll come. And like, there's people, like, I was watching these videos of the Island Boys. Like, these guys, like, they had to do the craziest stuff on camera in order for them to go viral. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to cover your face in tattoos in order for people to notice you. Just be a good person, be genuine, be kind, and people, they'll gravitate to that. And it doesn't have to be 100 million people. It could just be 10,000 people online that'll watch you, every day. That's a lot of people, dude. I remember my first 100 views on YouTube. I was like, oh my God, I got 100 views. That's so cool. Like, genuinely, to this day, like, the video stopped making views, but the fact that I was like, dude, 100 people, actually 100 people watched my video. I couldn't even fit 100 people in my apartment. That's how many 100 people is. And we've really lost touch with these small numbers. You got to learn to appreciate the small things in life. And when you do, those big things, they'll feel so much better. I hope that I'm not alone. I appreciate that you stayed to the end to listen to my little rant today. Hopefully today was better than yesterday, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, guys.